absolutely furious. From the opening drive to, you fumble at the goal line there, and that I talked about it on a pod a couple weeks ago. You have those moments during a game where you're like, "Oh, it's over."
Yep.
That was one tonight. Like you're like, "Okay, they're never going to come back from this," and then Miami just goes down the field and 96 yards or whatever, 10 plays, chewed up 9 minutes of clock. So you start yourself. Somebody on the pregame show today put in the comment section that like it feels like we're in a 10-0 hole like every single game, and
Yeah.
before you could blink, it was 10-0 tonight. And they controlled pretty much the first quarter, and then and then they get the ball coming out of the half, and all they have to do is go down the field the same way they did in the first quarter, and you could have a tie ball game. You could start over, and all the sins are washed away, right? And then you fumble a kickoff again with this guy, Isaiah Williams, who has not looked good from the moment he put on a Jets uniform. I don't know why he's still back there returning kicks. It's insane. And look, man, two things can be true at once. The Jets suck. The defense game plan was terrible tonight. Steve Wilkes can't adjust to anything. I mean, how many times did they have to run a play action boot with shallow crossers tonight where they just couldn't stop it? Two things can be true at once. The defense sucked. The NFL officiating was some of the worst I've ever seen. The three calls in particular, the offensive pass interference on Garrett Wilson, the no call on a late hit on Justin Fields, and then the no call on a late hit on Ruckert at the end of the game there in the second to last drive. Like, I don't know how you can watch that and not feel like the Jets are not playing by a different set of rules than every other NFL team. And I know that it's not the reason they lost, but Jesus Christ, man.
It's frustrating because when that starts compiling, there was a few, particularly in the second half, where you're like, what the hell's going on out here? Fields hit 5 yards out of bounds. And then the Jets don't help themselves by not making their own luck. Like, Kiko, don't swing your fist at Tua's head. Like, the NFL is going to be looking out for that. The refs are taught to look out for that. Just brain dead football. And I saw brain dead football repeatedly tonight where you have a returner who, on that return, it's a miracle this game was 10-3 at the half, right? Like, you get into the half, you're like, I cannot believe it's only 10-3. We're still competitive in this game. The kick is going out of bounds. You're going to get great field position. The guy tiptoes to catch it in bounds and then fumbles. And then later in the game, when it's 24-13 and you're technically still alive, it ended up being still alive because Garrett Wilson made a great touchdown catch still late. You fair catch a punt at the 2-yard line. This is something they teach fifth graders. Like, to make that kind of mistake is just it's pure brain dead football, and it goes back to the coaching. And Banjo had showed a couple decent things through 3 games, all washed away because the special team units were awful. And the Jets, on this current regime, for all the issues that they inherited, and they inherited a lot. They inherited a GM who was terrible over 100 games. They did not force this situation of continuing to start Tony Adams, who missed a tackle on a walk-in touchdown,